All right, I'm just here with Bowie this morning. We're gonna be letting him out for his morning potty, and we're gonna be feeding him. First, we're gonna get him hooked up with an e-collar here. He hasn't had one put on yet, so we're gonna size him up for one and get this all set up. And I just wanted to do a quick video to show everybody how we set them up out of the box. So first, you'll take your remote and your collar out. Make sure everything's there, of course. You're gonna hold the black button on the back of the remote to turn on the remote. So what we do is we press this black button here. It says on, off, and light. I don't know if that'll focus or not. It says on, off, light. So you hold this down, and as you hold it down, you'll see the screen powers up. It says on. Your dial should adjust. You can change the numbers with the dial on top here. And you should see we have it usually preset to one dog. So it'll say 1D up here, meaning it's, hey, quiet. It's set up for one dog. You can also have it set up for two dogs, then it'll say two dogs flashing down here. But right now we just have it for Bowie with one dog. And then it says C on the side. That means continuous. That means if I press and hold the stim down, it's going to continuously apply that stimulation for as long as I hold it, up to 10 seconds, I believe. And then the other function that we have here is our tone function, and that's going to be this beep right here. So this tone function right here, that's the beep on the collar. The collar's not on, but we'll walk you through setting that up. So to turn on the actual collar itself, you'll see a little red dot right here on the side of the remote. You'll take that little red dot and you'll touch it to the red dot that's right here on the actual collar. So you take those two dots and you touch them together. So once you touch them together, you'll see a green light comes on. Oops. Where is it? There, a green light comes on. That green light means that this is now turned on and it's ready to go. So what we have now is, again, if I was taking this out of the box here, I'll just show you this real quick. If I was just taking this out of the box, it would come like this. It would say MC, and this T button here would be a vibrate. So it would make the collar vibrate once it's turned on. We want to change that, so we want to change that once you get it out of the box. We'll most likely have this done, but if you're getting a new one on your own, you can change it by pressing and holding this little black button right here. It says MC. Press and hold that down. And that's going to change it from momentary and continuous to just momentary. So now what that means is if I tap the stim, if I press the stim, sorry, I got to turn it up. See how I hold it down, but it just nicks? That's like a nick function. Momentary is what they call it. So we don't want that mode. I don't use that mode. We're going to press and hold this button again. And then it'll say just continuous. So you got to press and hold it for a few seconds. And now it says just continuous. Press and hold that. It's continuously stimming. And then same with this button here. It'll continuously stim. We also have the vibrate on, right? So we want to change that to the tone. And the way you do that is by pressing and holding this black on off button on the back and then pressing the tone button at the same time. So press the on off first, then press the tone simultaneously, and it will switch. You'll hear a little chime. And then it will switch over to the tone function. So I'm going to do that here. See if I can do it with one hand. Oops, wrong button. That's the light. I'll show you that after. Okay, just a second here. Oh, we have to have this. My apologies. We have to have that turned to 0. So that's why that was not working. So now it's turned to 0. Oh, my camera's doing that weird thing again. Hey, shh. Anyway, I don't know why it's doing that. So what we can do to switch that over now, that we have it turn the dial to 0, and then press the power button on the back, and then the tone button. There's that little beep. Now when we press the tone, the T, that beeps on the collar. So if I press and hold down the tone with a level selected on the collar, what happens is it beeps for a couple seconds. Then it stops beeping and it's now applying stimulation through the collar at whatever level's on the screen here. So we like to use that function for our recall command. We'll get more into that as we go here. Of course, we're just introducing this to Bowie for the first time, so we're just going to let him get used to wearing it. So that's basically all the setup functions, right? That's the tone there. That's going to be your primary stimulation button that we use is the black button, this one here. The red button here, this is a boost function, so if you press that button there, it boosts the level by 5 points. So that's what it's default set to, and you can change that. So you press the black button, and then it jumps by 5 points. So it's a bit of a higher level correction. You can actually change that to be 20 points higher, 30 points higher, whatever you want. In the box, we also have our charger. Make sure we're charging it every night. We plug in the charger into these charge ports here. Little rubber flap on that one. Same with the collar. There's a little rubber flap right here on the bottom. That's where the charger plugs into. Make sure those are closed every time you use the collar, so it's fully waterproof as long as those are closed. Just make sure you don't forget to close it if you're going to go swimming or if it's raining. Don't forget to charge. Like I said, 2 chargers, 2 dongles on here, so you can plug both the remote and collar in every night, which is what we suggest. And then you have a lanyard for your remote, so you can hang it around your neck or your wrist, whatever you want to do there. Hey, shh. They're anxious to go out here this morning. We have some other little doohickeys here, some little tools for taking apart certain parts of the collar, like the contact points. And then we also have some longer extended points, which we may actually put on Bowie's collar here. Underneath the tray, we have our manual. Definitely read that. Read that manual if you want to get a read on all this stuff instead of just watching my video. So anyway, that's everything turned on. Everything is set up the way we like it out of the box now. Most of the time when you get one of these, we'll already have it set up, but if you're getting your own, that's how you can make sure everything's good to go. So again, everything is good. So we're gonna put it on the dog here, and then we can start our day. So when we put it on, we just want to make sure. Good job, Bowie. Bowie's doing a fantastic job of staying in this crate and waiting. We want to make sure we put it on, usually just somewhere around the middle of the neck, nice and snug on either the left side or the right side of that neck, just where the muscle is. We try to avoid putting it right on the throat down here, and we try to avoid putting it where there's a lot of loose skin and stuff, so just in the back of the neck. Anyway, I'm going to put that on him and get him out, so hopefully that video was helpful. Good job, Bowie.